Another review for another underrated movie, a series of underrated movies. I'm taking a look at an underrated cult film, kind of underground cult movies that when they first came out they were very popular and then they faded into obscurity. Of course, there has since been subsequent DVD releases. I will talk about that. I will also talk about something else as well. I'm going to talk about the Sleepaway Camp movies, the first three. The first one I'm going to review is Sleepaway Camp. This is the DVD that was put out by Anchor Bay Entertainment. Now, first off, I'm going to talk about DVD editions, and then I'm going to talk about the movie itself. If this is Anchor Bay Entertainment Special Edition DVD, there's two special editions. There's three DVD editions of Sleepaway Camp. Get a shot here of it. There's a little bit of a glare. Sleepaway Camp came out, well, I'll get to that. There was three DVD editions. It was released on VHS a few times. There was a Canadian DVD company called Legacy Entertainment. They put out a version of the film, but it was kind of not the best quality. And then there was Anchor Bay Entertainment's version of Sleepaway Camp, which I have here. It's pictured right here. And then there was, recently, as of last year, there was another special edition, which is probably the best version you could get of the movie on DVD, put out by Scream Factory. This is the Anchor Bay edition that I have here. Sleepaway Camp came out in 1983. It went against community standards, as of most horror films during the 80s. This was one of those controversial, unconventional movies because of its ending. I will not reveal the ending to this. I'm not going to try to have any spoilers, but I'm just going to tell you what I know. Is this movie stars Felissa Rose. It has a runtime of 1 hour and 24 minutes. It's rated R. It came out in 1983. This is what it's about. Welcome to Camp Arawak, where teenage boys and girls learn to experience the joys of nature as well as each other. But when these happy campers begin to die in a series of horrible deaths, they discover that someone or something has turned their summer of fun into a vacation to dismember. Has a dark secret returned from the camp's past, or will an unspeakable horror end the season forever? From its grisly special effects to the truly shocking climax, Sleepaway Camp is no ordinary body count slasher film movie. See for yourself why this killer thriller spawned two sequels and became one of the most surprising horror hits of the 1980s. So this is the Anchor Bay edition. It doesn't have much on it. I will talk about the actual DVD edition later, but right now I'm talking about the film. The film has great direction. It's directed by Robert Hiltzik. Robert Hiltzik did a really good job at directing this movie. It's also written by him. He's a twisted motherfucker, I'm going to say that right now. Kudos to Robert Hiltzik for directing a glorious slasher film and horror thriller. This is one of those movies that it's light on gore, but it has a creepy factor to it, which I really like. And it really creeped me out when I saw the ending of this. I saw it when I was, I want to say about 23 years old in the year 2008, and I rented it at Hastings, available to rent. It was one of those I was really wanting to see and putting it off for quite some time because I simply felt it was a Friday the 13th ripoff. Far from it, okay? It is influenced by Friday the 13th, but it's not a ripoff. So despite what you may know, this movie is not a ripoff of Friday the 13th. In fact, it's a truly original movie. This is a really cool movie and really well made. As I go along and watch the other Sleepaway Camps, Sleepaway Camp 2 and 3, I will review those after I watch them. And then I will review the box set. This is a special episode of Underrated Movies. It's a little bit longer than most episodes. More in depth, I think. Not that the other ones aren't in depth. It's a little more complex. I basically explained the plot. I don't want to give away the movie because, again, it would spoil the ending. I really must say that this is a movie that really I wish it would have got a bigger theatrical release. It was a limited engagement when it came out. I think this horror film could have been as big as Halloween or Friday the 13th or the Chucky movies or the Nightmare on Elm Streets or the Texas Chainsaw Massacre films, because there was a true horror icon created in this. And it is really well made. You know, the tagline for the movie is "You won't be coming home," or "won't be going home." There's two taglines actually, but this is a really cool movie. It's really well made. The best DVD editions that you can get of this movie is from Anchor Bay Entertainment and from Scream Factory as individually, but I don't really know what more to say about this movie without revealing it. Is I thought it had superb direction, a superb script, good casting, good acting, good storyline. You really feel sorry for the main character, Angela Baker, in this, because it's just the amount of bullying that goes on. You know, it's just really terrible. But it builds to the suspense and the climax in that of the film. This is a movie that kind of leaves you like, you know, trying to piece it together for yourself and figure it out and it really is kind of a movie that has a lot of shock factor to it, a lot of shock value, without having lots of gore, which is very effective. And the special effects for the film are really superb, really well created. But I recommend Sleepaway Camp if you haven't seen it. But that's my review for Sleepaway Camp. I'll continue this review for other Sleepaway Camp movies for the other ones. So then back, we're going to talk about the second Sleepaway Camp movie in this very special episode of Underrated Movies. And with this episode, we're talking about the next entry in the Sleepaway Camp series, Sleepaway Camp 2, Unhappy Campers. Sleepaway Camp 2, Unhappy Campers. Now that's one hell of a sequel. It's a killer thriller. But it's with this one, it's a change up. The first one's more of a horror thriller. It's more of a dramatic movie. This is straight up splatterfest. It's straight up a horror comedy, and it was straight to video. It did not get a theatrical release, which was unfortunate. It should have, because it is a really cool movie. But the runtime is 1 hour and 19 minutes. It's a pretty short one. It came out in 1988, and it's rated R. And it stars Pam Springsteen. Pam Springsteen is, this is a picture of her. She is one good-looking gal. Of course, she doesn't look like this in the movie. This is just promotional art. There's kind of a glare on here, so I don't know how well the camera can capture this, but that's Pam Springsteen right there. Pam Springsteen is Bruce Springsteen's sister, his younger sister. He's got one very killer sister. You know, with Bruce Springsteen, there's not a lot of songs I like by him. I'm not a big fan. I respect him, though. Him and the E Street Band. But these are some of the reviews various film critics wrote for the second one. They said, this sequel has more novel ways of dying, gore, nudity, and Springsteen even sings. And they misspelled Springsteen. The Psychotronic Video Movie Guide says this. The Encyclopedia of Horror Films, which says this sequel is a breath of fresh air when you put it alongside the likes of some of the Friday the 13th sequels. Which I will agree with that. Jason X and Friday the 13th Part 9, Jason Goes to Hell, were rather disappointing in comparison to this. This is far better than those. It is a breath of fresh air. This is the plot of the movie. 5 years after the horrific slaughter at Camp Arawak, transsexual lunatic Angela Baker, with a take-no-prisoner performance by Pam Springsteen, whose singing and guitar playing would terrify even her brother Bruce Springsteen, has become a counselor at Camp Rolling Hills. But Angela is about to teach bad campers a brutal lesson in survival, when these horny teens are sliced, stabbed, grilled, barbecued, chainsawed, and worse. Oh, and not to mention it also has Renee Estevez in it. She is the sister of Emilio Estevez and Charlie Sheen and the daughter of Martin Sheen. It's a vicious sequel to the original cult hit filled with gratuitous nudity, rampant mullets, and gore galore. Welcome to Sleepaway Camp 2, Unhappy Campers. Now, my review of the movie is I thought it was really well done. I like the humor. I like how over the top it was. I like the levels of gore that was done in the film. I feel that some of the death scenes could have been a little bit more graphic. I don't think they were graphic enough, but what I did like is it kind of showed the aftermath of the gore, which was fun. The storyline was really good. It was very suspenseful. It's kind of like, you know what to expect with this kind of sequel. I would give it 4 out of 4 stars. Much like the first movie, because I mean with a cover like this you know what you're getting yourself into. If you don't understand horror comedy, then you don't. And horror comedies came about in the 1950s and 60s, especially the 40s too, 1940s, 1950s, 1960s, with movies like Topper and the Abbott and Costello movies, like Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein. So in the 1980s, horror comedies were running rampant, and another abbreviation for horror comedies is a special word that some people have been using nowadays called horromedy, where you take the word horror and you combine it with comedy. So it kind of parodies itself, but it parodies other slasher films. And what's really cool is there's great references to other slasher films, such as, like here on the cover, there's references to Nightmare on Elm Street and Friday the 13th sequels, and Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which is pretty obvious. Here's a better look at what the poster looks like, and I don't know how good you can see this, but she's carrying a backpack with the essentials. Part of the tagline for the movie is I'm trying to remember. It doesn't say on here. It says the tagline is "Don't forget to pack the essentials." So that's a pretty neat tagline. It's a little bit campy, and it's supposed to be. It's having fun with itself. It's one of those kind of fun genre movies where they have fun with the genre. They don't really make fun of it, but they pay homage to it and they pay it respect. And it's a kind of a tongue-in-cheek, kind of over-the-top type of take no prisoners type of humor. And the humor in this kind of reminds me that of, say, a trauma movie like Toxic Avenger or one of those. Just very over the top, and it's a really fun genre movie. And I'm glad to have this box set. But I got another review coming, so because I'm trying to pack this as much as I can. The acting in this is really, really good for a horror comedy. It has a few dramatic moments, but then it has really comical, over the top, cornball type of humor in it, which I really get a kick out of. So I'm not done with this review of Sleepaway Camp. Thanks. Sleepaway Camp 3, Teenage Wasteland, which came out in 1989. It's the third and final film in the trilogy of Sleepaway Camp movies. Now, originally it was a trilogy. Of course, I consider it a trilogy because Return to Sleepaway Camp, the fourth Sleepaway Camp movie, originally this was the story with Sleepaway Camp 4, is they were going to make a Sleepaway Camp 4. It was going to be called Sleepaway Camp 4, The Survivor. That movie fell through. That was in 1992. Eventually in 2008 they picked up another production and called it Return to Sleepaway Camp, with entirely different cast and crew and filmmakers. It wasn't very good. This was the last really good Sleepaway Camp movie. How people don't like this one is beyond me. But it came out in 1989 and has a runtime of 1 hour and 20 minutes. It's a short one. And this is the plot. And it stars Pam Springsteen, Bruce Springsteen's sister, and Michael Pollard. Which Michael Pollard, he was in an episode of Star Trek called Marie. And he was also in the movie House of a Thousand Corpses. Michael J. Pollard is his full name. He's in this, which this one, which I forgot to mention was Sleepaway Camp 2, but this one has a heavy metal soundtrack of heavy metal music by the band Obsession. So Obsession does the soundtrack for Sleepaway Camp 2 and 3. And not to mention also John Alton did music for this movie too. He was a solo heavy metal musician, but this came out in 1989. This is a plot of Sleepaway Camp 3, Teenage Wasteland. Welcome to Camp New Horizons, where an autumn retreat brings together a group of obnoxious rich kids and surly city thugs, or poor kids, for an experiment in sharing. But when notorious psychopath Angela Baker joins the horny teens, she shares a lesson in butchery with axes, trucks, firecrackers, lawnmowers, and more. It says nominee Michael J. Pollard, who was in Bonnie and Clyde. I forgot to mention he was also in Bonnie and Clyde, the original Bonnie and Clyde. Co-star in the third wild installment of the cult body count saga, packed with all the cruel killings you love and gratuitous nudity you've come to expect. Welcome to Sleepaway Camp 3, Teenage Wasteland. Variety magazine says it's nasty but fun. And Cinema Fantastique says that it's extremely impressive splatter effects. Now, originally I did upload a video of me reviewing Sleepaway Camp 3, but there wasn't much into it. Films A to Z also says it's a cool performance by Pam Springsteen, and Slasher Angela makes this the best of the three films. So they think that this is the best of the three, but out of the three, my favorite is the first one. But a runner-up to the first one would be this one. So it would be an order of the three of them would be from favorite to least favorite. And keep in mind, I like all of these. I don't think they're bad movies at all, because I own all three of them. Would be Sleepaway Camp 3, and then Sleepaway Camp 2, in that order, from favorite to least favorite. They're all really good movies, and the calm and cool performance is a good way to put it. And again, this is a campy, tongue-in-cheek slasher film, a horror comedy, a splatter film, with a cover like this: sexy cleavage, a knife with a face reflecting. These first three Sleepaway Camp movies kick ass, and Michael Simpson directs this one as well as directing the second one, and this one was written by Fritz Gordon. This is just a really cool fucking movie. I mean, I really don't know what to say about it. It is nasty but fun, as Variety magazine says, and extremely expressive splatter effects, says Cinema Fantastique, of a January 1990 issue. I like how they have little reviews plastered on the packaging of the DVD. And this one, the funny thing is, with the DVD packaging for this specific DVDs, with Sleepaway Camp box set that I have from Anchor Bay Entertainment, is the thing is with this box set specifically is this one has the most reviews on the packaging, where the other ones don't, which I find that kind of funny. I kind of wish they did. But this one, they actually put the reviews on the packaging. And out of the three DVDs that are in the box set, this one has the best bonus features too. But I'm going to go over what the bonus features are on each one of these, and my critique or criticism of the bonus features, and then I'm going to show off the box set. So first I'm going to talk about my critique of the bonus features, which this might take a few, but just bear with me. Now, with all three Sleepaway Camp movies I'll talk about is Sleepaway Camp, the first one, it has a theatrical trailer and commentary by director Robert Hiltzik and star Felissa Rose. which is really great, but it could have a little bit more bonus features. It only contains 2 bonus features. It's like, well, they could have had a behind the scenes feature or a making of documentary. They really didn't have a hell of a whole lot. And this is the most successful one out of the 3. This one made the most money. Not to say that the second and third one didn't make money, but they were both straight to video. This one got a big theatrical release. So why does it not have more bonus features? That's my biggest complaint. Other than that, it's really great that it got a... this is the first time that this movie got a really good DVD release. This is a slightly edited version of the film. There's some male nudity cut out of this movie for some reason. Not that I can complain. Pretty much everything else is in the movie. All the gore, all the death, all the violence, all the death scenes. But they edit out the male nudity. Now, I'm a man, and you know, there's different men. All men have different preferences. There's some men that are attracted to women. There's some men that are attracted to other men. There's some men that are attracted to transsexuals. I happen to find women attractive, and I must admit, secretively, there are a few transsexuals I find attractive. No lie. The more feminine-looking ones, of course. But the thing is, I don't have a problem with this not having male nudity. It's like, fuck it. No, it's no big deal, you know. I mean, this is a good cut of the film. The best cuts of the film are released by Anchor Bay. And then Scream Factory released a special edition of this recently last year for the 30th anniversary of Sleepaway Camp. And with this very unique packaging. So they put out their version of it too, which is probably significantly better. It does contain the male nudity and have a crap load of bonus features, but it's not that it's a big deal. And it's not that I'm having a problem with seeing a bunch of bare naked asses of men. I've seen plenty of naked men in my time, more than I probably wanted to see, but I have seen my share. Sleepaway Camp 2, now it has some really good, this is when they get good, the bonus features. It's got a theatrical trailer, a teaser trailer for Sleepaway Camp 3, a photo gallery, and behind the making of Sleepaway Camp 2. And it has commentary by the director and the writer. So they packed this with bonus features. Sleepaway Camp 3, same applies to it. It's got a theatrical photo gallery, theatrical trailers, deleted scenes featuring additional gore, and making of Sleepaway Camp 3 and audio commentary. So the second and third one are packed with bonus features, but with the first one absent, there's a lot of bonus features that are absent on it. So it's like, what the hell, you know? At least the second and third one got bonus features. So